This is a fascinating edge class from more ways than one. You need the pronunciation guide right next to you draft weekend.
Draft season, synonymous with pronunciation season. Welcome to the 2021 Draft Position Preview Series presented by Pepsi. Ethan Greenberg, Eric Allen here in the BetMGM studio. We're kicking things off talking about the pass rushers. And this conversation would have been very different had it happened before free agency. But Carl Lawson joins the Jets. And how does that potentially change what Joe Douglas may do come draft weekend?
Jets had a clear need at the defensive end position entering this offseason, but Douglas addressed it with Carl Lawson. You're making the transition from a 3-4 front to a 4-3. Lawson is a guy who's disrupted the quarterback as well as anybody in the National Football League the past couple seasons. Look beyond the sack numbers. Those are going to go up here under Robert Saleh. Speaking of Saleh and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, you can never have enough quality defensive linemen. So look out for what the Jets are going to do here on draft weekend.
The Jets have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds, 2 in the first round, number 2 and 23 overall. There is no clear-cut pass rusher atop of the list, but this guy right here, Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia, he is at the top of many lists.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen? Is Ojulari going to come off the board first? Maybe Michigan's Kwity Paye, but Ojulari had 8.5 sacks last season. He's always in the opponent's backfield. Good, quick twitch. He's explosive, and in his last collegiate game against Cincinnati, what a closing statement. He took the game over down the stretch.
And Ojulari listed at 6'3", 240. That's similar to Yannick Ngakoue just for a comparison in terms of size. But let's say it's not Ojulari at 23. The Jets might go in a different direction there. Jaelan Phillips is another intriguing name. He clearly has talent, but his biggest question is the medical.
He's got a fascinating story. He was one of the top high school recruits before attending UCLA for a couple seasons, then was bothered by injuries, medically forced to retire. Then he transferred to Miami and became an awfully productive player. And it's not only Jaelan Phillips at Miami, Gregory Rousseau, 2 years ago had 15.5 sacks, but he opted out due to COVID last season. Those are 2 names to keep an eye on.
Another Hurricane, Quincy Roche, expected to hear his name called later in the draft. And there are a cluster of edge rushers between, let's say, picks 23 and 34 who could be available. Let's just say Jason Owe out of Penn State's a good example, Joseph Asai out of Texas. But is there an edge rusher in this group that has your eye?
Dayo Odeyingbo out of Vanderbilt. Now, he is so underrated that by the time he's drafted, he might be overrated. Odeyingbo, long limbs, 6'6", but he's explosive as well, and he's got position flexibility. What hurts him entering the draft process is he's coming off a knee injury that he suffered in January. Who knows where his medical stands, but if you look at the tape, this guy flashes, and he could be a steal.
Dayo might be an SEC player, but he's a first team. He's an All-American in terms of name, no? Dayo Odeyingbo.
Dang.
For all your draft coverage, be sure to head over to NewYorkJets.com.